Hey, what's up, everybody? I got another short little video for you guys. So I'll make this quick, but long story short, I am no longer employed at that warehouse distribution center for the tires. I'm not a forklift operator there no more. I have some suspicions why, but I'm just gonna break it down really quick. So when I first started, I did tell them that this was gonna be my secondary job. I already have a primary job, which is I'm a full time truck driver during the week. Um, so this was just gonna help me get through the holidays. Especially for you guys that are in the construction side, you guys know that during the Christmas and everything like that, or November, work starts to die down for whatever the case may be, weather, holidays, and so on and so forth. So, excuse me. So I did it. I told them that, and I also had to let them know in advance that I needed to have the 28th off. That I already had scheduled something for the 28th back in early November. So I needed to have the day off. So I told them in advance. I said, fine, it's perfect. Now, the week before Christmas, it was a really good week. I had put in so many hours, and um, I was already I was already over 40 hours on Thursday. I think I was like at 43 hours or something like that, or 42 hours. So the following week was gonna be Christmas, and I just wanted to get a really good check so that way I have some funds for Christmas, obviously, and stuff like that. So I get paid every Tuesday at my job. So I just wanted to have a really good check for Christmas week. So I called in to that facility. I told them, hey, you know what? I wanna finish off the week strong, and I also don't have nobody to cover for me at my primary job. There's a lot of drivers that are taking off, so there's nobody that can cover for me. And so they said, fine, that's okay. So I finished off the week like 56 hours. Um, so I put in a really good week over there. Now, mind you, the following day, which was Saturday, the operations manager had a meeting with us and told us, okay, so it's Friday after Christmas. You guys are not obligated to come in to work. So I didn't know what he meant by that, either by the temps or the actual employees of that company. He wasn't being specific. I tried to pry it out of him, but he was just not being like straightforward. He's I don't know. So Monday comes around. I call my recruiter. I called the facility and everything. I was like, hey, so we just had a meeting on Saturday with the operations manager. I gave the name, and I pretty much just asked, like, can you guys figure out if we have to work on Friday? I don't know if it's mandatory or not. They were not being real specific about it, so I would like to know. I mean, I've been working really hard for the past 3 weeks now, uh, when I was still employed there. So I really wanted to have like an extra day off to recuperate, like to let my body recuperate mentally and also physically as well. So she said, "Yeah, that's fine. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll definitely look into it, and we'll jot it down, and we'll let you know once we figure it out." I was like, "All right, cool." Now I didn't get a response till Tuesday, Tuesday afternoon from my recruiter, and this was late in the evening, probably like around 5 or 6, when I had called Monday morning when they first had opened at 9 o'clock when they opened up their office. Excuse me. So I got a response Tuesday late in the afternoon, like around 5 or 6, and she immediately just asked, "Who told you you don't have to go to work?" I told her the name of the person, and it was the operations manager for the warehouse. She left me unread or did not reply, what have you, and she left it as is. She proceeds to text me Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock and tells me my position at the facility is terminated. So do not go to not return to the property. If I have any belongings there, let them know, and they will collect them, and then they will have them shipped to me. It's like, wow. So just because I asked if I didn't have to work that Friday after Christmas, like that's crazy. But I mean, I think there was just other things that led up to it. Um, she was not being very communicative. she wasn't communicating with me properly. She was replying to me like really late at night, from her personal cell phone number or whatever. Um, she was like just being rude all around. I was having issues with the clock in app on the phone. So I'd have to clock in on my phone, and I would have to clock out for my lunch, clock back in from lunch, and then clock out in the afternoon. And that warehouse didn't have really good cell service. So I would literally have to walk around inside the building to be able to get good enough service where I can clock in and out. Now, if I was in the break room, I couldn't clock in, I couldn't clock out. Once I stepped foot in the warehouse itself, in the racks where the forklifts and everything is at, I was able to clock in and out. So that was dumb. And so I was constantly having to ask, like, yo, like I'm having issues. Can you clock me in? Can you clock me out from this time to this time? Why am I only get paid this much for this day for these days? And yeah, I just feel like I just annoyed the hell out of her with the position. But then again, I also feel like it has to do with the times that I was taking off. So I took off that Friday, um, right before Christmas. I was already asking if we have to work the Friday after Christmas, but they weren't being straightforward about it. And I was already gonna have Sunday off, the 28th of Christmas or after Christmas. So yeah, I just feel like it was just a lot that led up to it. I'm not entirely sure if I was the only one that got laid off. Usually temp agencies, because I was with the temp agents, well, with two different temp agencies for over 6 years. So I worked at many warehouses. So when they hit their peak of a work or whatever, they tend to slow down, and then they start cutting off the temps, and then they just keep their normal people just, I guess, busy enough to where they don't need us. Um, I don't have any of the other temps' phone numbers that I worked with there. When I first started there was six of us, and then there was only two of us. So um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the other guy actually stayed or not, or if he's still there. But he was also wondering if we were going to work the Friday after Christmas, but he wanted to also to take the day off. I don't know if he was going to relate that message to her as well. I don't know. I don't know how the whole thing went, but I just felt like it was a couple things that led up to it. Um, but the response was, yeah, obviously I'm terminated from that facility to not go back, and to give the agency a call this Monday, which was yesterday, and they were gonna figure something else out for me. And I was just fed up with them by the way the whole process was going and how she was handling stuff. So I just said no thanks, I'm fine. And then she even actually had me paid early, so I didn't have to wait till Friday to get paid. So she actually paid me early. Um, so yeah, I haven't heard anything back. I was told from family that I should have not said anything. I should have just kept my mouth shut and not had a. I should have not made that response. But like I said, I was just fed up with that company by the way they were handling it. They're an out-of-state workforce. They're not even from Colorado. So yeah, it just annoyed me. Like I said, I worked with many, many jobs, more than I can count with my fingers and toes. Like overall, I probably had maybe close to 40 different jobs uh, since I've started working. So I've never had something like this that was just much of a joke. I won't put the name of that company out as much as I would like to, just because just such a bad experience I had with them, and everybody that was there at that warehouse facility knows of that company, and they know her personally because they've all gone through her and worked for her, and they've all had bad things to say about them. So I don't want to put them on blast and get into any issues. So I would just advise just be cautious about who you're working for, and just keep working, keep trying, and keep hustling. Don't give up. Um, I have other plans, other aspirations that I'm looking into. So I will be sharing that with you guys as well. Like I said, I was just trying to come up with more video footage of the warehouse where I was working at as a tire order picker. Um, but yeah, I was just trying to get more comfortable there, and obviously get to the point where I wasn't going to be watched as much, where I can record a little bit of video footage. Everybody there was laid back, super chill. Um, you were able to have your phone out. A lot of people had them mounted on their what do you call it? Like they had them mounted on the forklifts in some way or somehow, where they would watch. There were some like my manager and like two other guys were watching movies. I was playing music with the Bluetooth speaker. Um, yeah, it was really chill, really laid back, and then obviously a lot of people there smoke marijuana. Um, and I was offered while I was there, but I said no because I'm a truck driver. I'll probably get a random as soon as I go back on Monday. So, but yeah, that's about it. Like I said, I was gonna try to get more video footage of there. I'll probably end up putting it on there on my YouTube or whatever. Share it with you guys, see what it looks like. But yeah, I just want to give that out. I have something that's coming up here, some other news, and obviously another project that I'm going to be sharing. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.